If you invoice clients, you already know the worst two jobs in a month: working out who hasn't paid you and writing them the email that asks them about it. This is now something that I've automated in my own business. It's Claude hooked up to my invoice tracker, and it works out everything that's overdue, how late each one is, and writes a different chase email for each one. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to set this up for yourself on whatever you track your invoices in, whether that's a spreadsheet, a CSV, anything. Now, before we start, you're going to need three things: a Claude.ai account, a Google account, and a spreadsheet to track your invoices in. That's it. There's nothing to install and you won't see a single line of code in this video. Now, this is an example invoice tracker. I've got 21 invoices in here going all the way back to March 2026. And between them, we can see that I've got 5 invoices overdue, totaling almost 10 grand. We've got 9.5 grand in overdue invoices. And this is the thing: if you've got an invoice tracker like this, you know all of this information's in here, but you just don't really want to open it because chasing people for money isn't really the best feeling. So what we're going to do is hand it over to something that doesn't find it as awkward and that could do the job for us. The first thing you want to do, if you haven't done already, is go to Claude.ai and create yourself an account. Now, once you're in here and you're in the dashboard, you want to go ahead and connect up Google Drive for it to actually read the spreadsheet that we track our invoices in. So as you've just seen, I've got my invoice tracker in Google Sheets and I've got it in a file called Invoice Tracker Demo. And what we want to do is connect this up to Claude so it's able to read these files. So to do that, once you're in Claude.ai, you just want to come over to this top left menu and you want to go down to customize. Now, when you're in here, it's going to open up a menu that looks exactly like this. And you want to just come over down here to where it says connectors. Claude AI is able to connect with a whole bunch of different services. So if you're using these different things on a day-to-day basis, you can connect it up to Claude for it to help you with your work. But what we're going to do right now is connect up Google Drive, which will allow Claude to read from our spreadsheet in order to chase up those invoices for us. So the first thing you want to do, if it doesn't appear at the top already, you just want to go add, you want to go browse connectors, and you just want to search for Google Drive. For me, it's just showed up at the top over here, but if it doesn't, you can just go into search connectors and just type in Google Drive and it will just show up as the first option over here. So you want to click into here, you want to click the button at the top that says connect, and then it's going to open a tab for you to just log in with your Google account like you will normally. So I'm just going to go ahead and select mine. And then it's going to bring you back to the Claude.ai page. And what we want to do now is go back to the customize section because we want to edit some of the permissions that Claude will have over our files in Google Drive. So if we go back to the menu just at the top over here, we go to customize, we go back down to connectors, we will see we have Google Drive and we've got a tick status next to it showing us that it is now connected. We want to click into it, and when you scroll down, we can see that we've got a whole bunch of tool permissions that basically permits Claude on what it's able to do with your files. Some people are understandably cautious about what AI can do with their files, so this just allows us to have a bit of peace of mind when it comes to AI doing work with our information. We've got 3 options here for each tool that Claude is able to execute within Google Drive. So we've got always allow, we've got needs approval, and we've got blocked. Right now, we've got the download file content to always allow, which is good to me, which means it's able to always read the contents of our files. But if you want it to ask permission before it's able to do that, you can set it to needs approval. If you come down here to where it says copy file and create file, some of you guys might not want it to be able to do that at all, so you can just go ahead and block those. For me though, the settings that I had were completely fine, so I'm just going to set it to the default of how it was before. Now we're going to do the same with Gmail, so it's able to actually send those messages from our inboxes. So similarly to the Google Drive one, we want to go ahead and search for the Gmail connector. If it doesn't show at the top over here, you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to go ahead and search for Gmail. It's going to show up at the top here, and then you can just go ahead and connect it. Again, it's going to bring you to the sign in page for Gmail. So you're just going to go ahead and sign in with your account. And once you've done that, it's going to drop you back to this page over here. Now, one thing that I like about Claude and what they've done is that you're not actually able to send an email straight away automatically from Gmail. It's only able to create a draft in your inbox. So like the Google Drive one, if we scroll down, we can see we've got different permissions for each of the tools it's able to use. And obviously you're able to customize this to your liking, so you've got a bit of peace of mind. Cool, so now that everything's connected, we're ready to get going. This is the prompt we're going to use, and it's the thing that's actually doing the work, so I'm going to go ahead and read it out. I'm a UK sole trader and I invoice other businesses. I want you to chase my unpaid invoices for me. My tracker is in the Google Sheet, Invoice Tracker Demo in my Drive. Read all of it, not just the recent rows. Work out which invoices are overdue yourself from the due date against today. Don't trust the status column. Before writing anything, tell me every overdue invoice, the client, the amount the day is late, and the total owed. Any client who is repeatedly late, check their whole history, including the invoices they actually paid. I want you to also check what I could claim per invoice under the Late Payment of Commercial Debts Act 1998. Side note, this is a UK specific thing that lets you charge a specific amount for late payments. Then I want you to draft a chase email per overdue invoice in my Gmail to the contact on that row. Drafts only, do not send anything. Roughly under 14 days, I want a light reminder. For 14 to 60 days, I want it a bit firmer and I want you to ask for a date. Over 60, I want it formal and I want you to reference the history and the interest owed. However, read the notes column and their payment history before you pick a tone, and overall those bands where it makes sense. Tell me when you do. For tone, I want it short and professional, not hostile, because I want to keep these clients, and I want you to sign off as Musin Hussein from Sinality. This prompt is in the description, so you can just go ahead and copy that straight away, swap in your details, and you're done. So we're going to go ahead and send that off into the chat. And then once you send the message off, it's going to go ahead and start using its tools to get the stuff from Google Drive. So we can see over here, Claude wants to use the read file content tool. And because of my permissions, I've got it to always ask me first before it does it. So it's gone ahead and done that. So we can just go ahead and allow it. Cool. So now it's come back and it's written the report for us, but it's also started to ask me a couple questions. I want to read the report first. So what I can do is just X out of this question menu right now. And then I can go ahead and ask it to ask me the questions once I've read the report. So we're going to close this for now. And then we're going to scroll up and see what it's come back with. So we can see the overdue invoices that I've got here. I've got 96 days late, 47 days late, 24, 15, and 9. It's gone ahead and calculated this from the due date rather than me actually having the number of days late in the spreadsheet itself, which means whenever I ask it to do this, it's always going to be up to date. And we can see the total amount outstanding and overdue is 9,500, with this one client alone being 38% of that. Interestingly, it's gone ahead and analyzed some repeat patterns. So we can see Ashcroft Fitness over here has never paid an invoice on time. They had one that was 14 days late, 19 days late, and 96 days late, but it's also gone ahead and looked at the context around it. So it's gone and seen that it's on a 7-day term, while everyone else is on a 28 to 30 term, which might be part of the reason of why it keeps slipping. This is UK specific, but we can see for each invoice, it's gone ahead and worked out how much I can legally charge in interest, and then how much is totally claimable because of that. And if we scroll down, you can see that it's an extra £456 that I'm able to claim on top of the 9.5 grand that I'm already owed. So now that we've looked at the report and we're happy with that, we can just go ahead and ask Claude to ask me the questions again. And the questions it's come back with is, should the emails mention the statutory interest and compensation? I'm just going to go, yes, I want it to mention it in all 5 of the overdue invoices. It's asked me for Ashcroft specifically, the client that's never paid an invoice on time. It's asked me, do I want to do anything beyond chasing the invoice? Because it's flagged that there must be an issue here if they're never paying on time, right? So we can either just chase the invoice, we can also propose new terms, we can flag pause and new work, or we can offer a payment plan. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and chase that one invoice. And then it's going to go ahead and ask, how should payment details appear? So it says, are we using the reference invoice number only? Are we going to restate the amount and bank details? Or are we going to go ahead and attach the invoice again? This looks really interesting. I didn't actually expect it to come out with this. So why don't we go ahead and try that? We're going to go ahead and attach it to the email, which Claude said it's going to do. So we're going to click that, and then we're going to go ahead and see what it comes back with. And now it's done and created the drafts for me. So we can see for each invoice, it's gone ahead and written the draft, and the tones are different for each one. So this one, we've got formal, we've got firm, we've got a courteous resend, and these two, we've got light. About the attachments, I kind of expected this to happen, but it said you'll need to attach the invoices yourself because we didn't actually provide Claude with any of the PDFs. But if we did, it would have gone ahead and attached those emails for us. What's interesting here is down here, it's gone ahead and pushed back on one of the points I made. So remember, one of the answers to the questions was that I wanted to mention interest in all 5 of the emails. Claude has come back saying that it kind of cuts against my goal of keeping those clients. If we think about it, if an invoice is quite small and it's only a couple of days late, bring up the whole Late Payments Act is kind of heavy and there's not really point in doing it. So it's gone ahead and it's phrased it as softly as it can, but it's given me the option here. If I want to, it will go ahead and strip the paragraph from the drafts that only have a couple of days over or just aren't that large in invoice size. So why don't we go ahead and open Gmail, make sure those drafts have landed and see what those look like. I'm just going to move my camera over to the side a little bit, but we can see the invoices have landed in my Gmail. We can see them all in here. We've got 5 of them and we can open up each one and read them. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up this one. For example, you can see that it's pulled the invoice number from the spreadsheet. It's pulled the amount and it's written that it's following up on this invoice for this price, which was due on this date. We can see the paragraph that I wrote about the Late Payments Act, which it gave me the option to remove, but that's just in here. And we can see that it's gone ahead and signed off with the right name and with the right business name. So that is all good. And those are ready to send whenever I want to. So perfect. Now we've got a quick and easy way to chase up on invoices that are overdue. But what if we want to make it even quicker? Remember earlier when I told you to paste that prompt that was in the description? You kind of don't really want to be doing that every single time you want to go ahead and chase up on invoices. So we can use something in Claude called Skills, which basically just encodes that for us and lets it call it really quickly. And I'll show you what that looks like. So once you're at the end over here, once you chase your invoice and you put in this prompt for the first time, we can go ahead and tell Claude to create a skill for us. So we can say, can you create a skill for me that chases the invoices with the prompt I just gave you? And then after a couple minutes, it's going to come back with something that looks a little bit like this. It looks a bit scary if you haven't seen anything like it before, but don't worry, it's nothing crazy. All it is just a command that allows us to run this whole process without us having to type the prompt out ourselves. So we can see it's created a skill called Invoice Chaser, and we can just go ahead and save that skill. And I'll show you what we can do with it in a minute. So we go ahead and save the skill. At the bottom, it says skill saved. And then what we can do now is whenever you want to invoke this function of Claude, we can just go ahead and start a new chat and do that. So let's go ahead and start a new chat just at the top left over here. Go ahead and hit new. And then now we have a command called Invoice Chaser that we can invoke. So we can go /Invoice Chaser. We can go ahead and send that. And basically what it is packaging this entire prompt and that entire functionality that I've just shown you inside this little command. So rather than you just saying this whole thing, rather than you telling it what to do every time, rather than you telling it what to sign off with every time, we just have a little command that we can quickly and easy just run and get our results back. So of course it's doing the same thing that I did before. Search in Google Drive, you can allow that. And then we get the exact same outputs that we saw last time. So now a few things before you go. If you've got your permissions set up correctly, it can only read your spreadsheet. It can't edit the spreadsheet or edit any numbers. Same thing for your email. It can only draft and not actually send anything. And the most important bit is to make sure you read everything thoroughly before you send it. Remember, these are your real clients running against real numbers, and that's the one thing you don't delegate to AI. And that's it. No installation, no code, just a real easy setup. The prompt and skill are both down in the description, so you can just go ahead and download them and point them at your spreadsheet. Hope this helps, and it helps you get paid quicker than I get paid by my clients.